amateur and exhibition are the same thing? Just me. Many hats.
Okay, Hey, Calgary Expo, how you doing? My name's AJ Fry. I host a little show called Inner Space on Space. It's an entertainment news show. Some of you maybe seen it. Maybe some of you have seen the clip of me and our guest on YouTube from what happened in Toronto Fan Expo. Some people, well, maybe it'll happen again. You know him from Torchwood, you know him from Arrow, you know him probably from your dreams if you're like me. It's Team Barrowman, everyone!
Hey, Jay, how are you?
Well, we got that over with, huh? Oh. Good to see you again. Now, I do have to warn you.
Yeah.
I did tell you the other day I had mono. But I'm okay now. The
That's
doctors
all right.
said.
I have herpes, but I'm okay now.
All right. How has Calgary been? You were at the parade the other day. I hear you were doing some shenanigans right next to the mayor of Calgary.
Well, I was being normal.
Okay.
The mayor, yeah, no, it was nice. It was good. The parade was nice. It was a lot of fun. You know, Calgary is, everyone says, you know, how are you enjoying Calgary? I've only seen Calgary from the airplane and flying in, and it looked very nice. And then I saw it from the hotel in the car to here, and it looks really nice. And that's about all I've seen of Calgary. I do wake up every morning. I feel like when I wake up and I'm in the shower, you know, I'm showering and I'm washing myself and doing my hair and wiping my bum and all this sort of stuff. And I, you know, as you do in the shower, you clean every area, right? So I go in the shower the other day, cleared it out, and I thought I was hemorrhaging. Blood. I looked like a cocaine addict in the shower. All over the, it's so dry here.
It is. In fact, when we just kissed, I was like, oh, this is nice. You just put lip balm on. I really needed some. So. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's Carmex Spearmint with a little bit of JB tongue. Awesome. We're clashing a little today.
Yeah, we
but
are.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You've got on your pink sweater. Mm-hmm. I've got on my orange sweater. Mm-hmm. Do you like my orange sweater? Yeah, I've been Coltonized.
Coltonized?
Coltonized. You all know Colton Haynes? Yeah, he was on. He's on Arrow with us, and he was also on Teen Wolf. And he said to me, Scott and I were up in Vancouver, and he looked at me and he said, "John, you and Scott got to stop wearing those Skechers." And I went, "What do you mean? I like my Skechers. They're really comfy." And he said, "Exactly, they're comfy shoes." He said, you don't wear those out. We were like, we're the restaurants and everything. And I said, well, what are we going to do? And he said, I'm going to take you shopping. So he took me shopping and he Coltonized me. So all these outfits you're seeing me wearing really lately, you can text him and tweet him or do whatever, right? And say, loving the Coltonized John Barrowman. That's the good one.
You guys can feel free to line up. We have 2 microphones for audience questions.
Yeah, get in line, goddammit, and start asking me some questions. And don't ask me why I'm not in the 50th frickin' anniversary.
Well, I was going
You
to
can
go
ask
there.
that. So it doesn't get asked out. You can ask it. I'll
Well,
clear it
I
up.
wasn't going to ask
Who is
why.
that hot cameraman over there? Look
That
at
is
the
Andy.
guns
That's
on
the space
him.
cameraman.
Come here, Andy.
You better roll on this,
Andy,
Andy.
come over here and show the guns. I'm not looking at his guns right now either. I'm looking at that telephoto lens you're sticking up there. Andy's got good arms, doesn't he, Scott? Oh, yeah. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So, just clear the air for everyone, because it's so hard to get the
Clear
true
the air,
things.
cause it's foggy here. There's smog in the town of... I forgot where I was. Calgary. 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 Hey, there's not many gays here, I'll tell you that. They should all be here, because this is a meat packing town.
Oh, he's gonna love my question. He is so gonna love my question.
I've had more meat in the last 2 days than in my entire life. I gave birth to a cow this morning. Yep. You thought it was a fart, Scott? It was moo moo. Sorry. Doctor Who 50th. I wasn't asked. That's it. Well, I love that you're booing, okay? And I love that online and, for my Twitter feed that every other question is, why aren't you in the 50th? So I'm trying to clear it up now so we can move on from it. There's a couple of different things. Number one, the basic thing is I wasn't asked. It's not my control. It's the producers, it's the BBC, it's those who make those decisions. And they obviously felt that they only wanted to bring back David and Rose, which I think is a great idea. And also, it takes me back to a time that Russell and I were in like one of these panel situations, and someone asked him, why don't you bring the Brigadier back? Now, Russell, I'm not quoting him, but I'm giving a general gist of what he said. And he said, when we make the programs, we do it for everybody. We don't just do it for the uber fan. Said if we did that, we would alienate a huge part of the audience, plus a new audience that is watching the show. Now, Matt Smith is a great doctor. That's a great, series. It's done wonders for the brand of Doctor Who. So they decided that they just wanted to bring the other 2 back, and that was it. John Barrowman, the fanboy who, loves Captain Jack and geeks out about it all the time, I am disappointed. I can't tell you that I'm not. I'm disappointed, and I think I was a big part of the program, as was Captain Jack, and part of the success, and I'm disappointed. But I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with it, but that doesn't mean that you all can't petition the shit out of it.
And
I hope that answers the question. I mean, so it's, there you go, done.
Yeah, for Canadian fans, know that it's all BBC who makes those calls, so don't need to petition space. We'd love it.
Don't petition space. It is the BBC, and you have to go directly to them because they're required to answer every letter and email.
Oh. Well, before we go to the floor, we're of course watching you in Arrow, and we spoke the other morning. You were telling me about how epic this finale is going to be. So can you tease us a little bit as to what we're going to see in the next few episodes?
Sure.
Oh, well, it's pretty epic, guys.
What? What did you see yesterday? What?
Now, where do you go for the finale?
Scott. No, I always wear my superhero underpants when I'm at cons because they make me feel even more like a geek. The Arrow episodes are amazing. I mean, they're like mini films in themselves, but the final episode is like an episode on steroids times 100. And the sequences that we've already filmed, well, it's already done. It's ready to go. I just couldn't believe what they were doing and how they were approaching it. I wrapped filming at 5:30 in the morning last Saturday, and I went right to the airport and caught a plane back to Palm Springs. And there's people that that we were filming like that every single day for the last 10 days for the episode, so it is going to be epic. If you've never seen Arrow before, this is an episode where you could come in and watch it because you might get hooked on it, and it's got everybody who's involved in it. I can't tell you who, but everyone who's major in it. It's going to be awesome. Awesome.
All right. We do have lines forming at the microphone. Let's go to my friend on the right.
Hi. Your friend on the right, that's you.
Yes, sorry, thank you. Hello, John.
Hello.
I hear you're looking for gay cowboys.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeehaw. Yahoo.
Well, I'm not sure if you've heard about this, but at the end of June, it's the largest gay and lesbian event.
Cowboy rodeo.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Barbara.
save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Oh yes. So we'd love to see you there.
Really?
And your husband.
Well, make me the Grand Marshal and I might think about coming. And then I'll show up to the rodeo.
Thank you.
Next.
Yeah, we'll flip-flop sides here.
You'll flip-flop?
I didn't say switch, so I
Awesome.
All right. Hey, John. A number of years back, you had a singing role in the film version of Mel Brooks's The Producers in the Springtime for Hitler number. So what was it like working on that film? Do you get to meet Mel Brooks? Do you have any stories or anything?
Mel Brooks, I did get to meet Mel Brooks, and in fact, I sang when we recorded the soundtrack first, and I was in the studio, and he came in to listen, because obviously it's his film. He had a certain way he wanted things done. And I recorded it, did it, but we took a break for a little while, and I started talking to him, and he and I just sat like this in a recording studio and just started gabbing and telling stories. And I obviously, I'm not going to repeat the stories he told me because they were about a lot of famous people, and they were really funny. And really, really terribly good. So, and I sat, and finally, I looked at out of the booth in the window, and they're going. And I went, what? What's wrong? I'm speaking to Mr. Brooks. He went, yeah, we're now 2.5 hours behind. We'd sat for 2.5 hours talking, and I had no clue what the time was. His stories were so interesting and so funny. And he's a funny, really genuine man. And they saw me when I was doing, Susan Stroman, who directed the film and stuff and choreographed it, I've known for years from West End and Broadway, from theater. And they just said to me, you were the first one that came to mind when we wanted this done because of your voice and the way you look. And I went, what, are you saying I look like an Aryan Nazi? And they said, you will when we're done with you. And so I put they bleached my hair. I had to have my hair bleached every single day because my hair grows so quickly. My roots were, kept coming through. And there was one day that and I went in to get the outfit. Do you know who designed those outfits? The SS outfits? Is that right, Scott? The SS outfits or the Nazi outfits? Do you know who designed them? Hugo Boss. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? You didn't know that. Next time you're going to go buy some sleek Hugo Boss clothing. He was a Nazi. I'm kidding. I don't know that. But anyway, so we're all sitting around, and I said, you know, the dancers and myself one day in the outfits and looking like Nazis, and I said, let's go talk to some people on Skype. Not thinking. So all these boys were like, let's go to a gay chat room. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Click, and hey, ah! All these, literally everyone hanging up on us. We're like going, what is wrong with these people? You know, we're trying to have some fun, do a little flirting, and then one of these chat room kind of things, blah, blah, blah. And then I went, holy shit, we are dressed as Nazis. Turn off the goddamn camera now. There'll be another Prince Harry scandal, could you imagine? Anyway, so that was that. Oh, there's the cute hunky doll doctor walking away. Everybody embarrass him, turn and look at his butt. Go.
Let's
Great.
go over there.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm nervous as anything here, but
Don't be nervous at all. I'm very good. I'll
I know
ease you
that.
in.
yeah, I'm not worried about that. I've got tons of questions I could ask you, but what I'm really here for is to thank you. Yesterday in the autograph lineup, you took a picture on your cell phone of my daughter who had just recovered from cancer.
Yes.
And it really made her day. It was the best tears I've ever had to wipe off her eyes in my
Oh.
opinion. So
I hope I didn't embarrass her because I shouted out to the whole room, cancer survivor. I apologize for if there are young people in the room, but you know me, I just kind of speak my mind. But we did a photograph because Stephen Amell's mother just survived breast cancer. And I know a lot of my fans, I call them my girls in the UK, a lot of them have come through and some haven't survived breast cancer. And I think it's a really big thing that we need to get involved in if you can and you can spare time or your energy to help it. But I don't know what kind of cancer your daughter had. But, and it's not anybody's business, but, you know, the fact of the matter is Stephen posted a sign with he and his mother like this, and it said, F you cancer. So I thought, I'm going to text this to Stephen, and so we did the picture, your daughter and I, and it's on my Instagram page, John Scott Barrowman, 1 T in the Scott, and we've said, F you cancer, and we're both sitting smiling. It's a great picture. I've got so many comments about it. Sorry, his mic's off. His microphone is off.
It's rapidly become, I think, one of my favorite pictures ever, especially the survivor. I also probably think that it's probably the first time in history a father has thanked a strange man for posting a picture on his cell phone on the internet.
I just fell out of my Spider-Man underpants there. Sorry. Next question.
Hi, so you mentioned a bit of your Broadway and West End work, and we all know you have a fantastic voice.
I know you're gonna have to, but please don't. My voice is
I'm
so
not going to
tired.
ask you
Don't
to
ask me
sing, and it's so
Thank
dry
you.
here. No one should sing in this province. It's awful. I was just wondering what your favorite Broadway standard is to sing. Pick anything, really.
Well, no. I could pick anything at
pressure.
random, but I have. When I audition, I don't have like standards that I sing. I have what's called my book Bible, which is thick of music and things that I've had over the years. But normally when I do shows now, I'm fortunate. I'm in a position I don't have to audition anymore. But when I did, and if I had to go back, I would always sing a classic. So I'd always sing a Cole Porter, because Cole Porter has played such a huge part in my career from the beginning even up until now, and that's why there's all the references, like in my autobiographies. Every chapter is from a song, and there's all these different references throughout my life. I think if I was in the modern musical, I would always sing something just from whatever the show was, because they always say, don't sing a song from the show you're auditioning for. Well, shut up, because if I want the role, I'm going to sing that song, because I'll sing it better than anybody else. if you're in in that line of the business, that's what you should think when you go into an audition. And it's not about intimidating somebody. It's about being confident in what you can do, and always think that you are. And it's in life. Think that you are the best at what you are doing. And if you do, then other people will see that in you, and also then we'll all be fucking incredible. We'll all be superheroes, won't we? I'm so sorry, this young man. You've heard worse in the playground, haven't you? Yeah, nod. Or coming out of your mom and dad's mouth, right? Yeah. Next question.
Hey, I was just wondering, while you were on Doctor Who, what scene you had the most fun shooting and why?
So again, you guys ask me these questions an awful lot, and I know I never really answer them because, and on Twitter I don't answer these questions because it would just become a whole thing about that, and I really wouldn't be able to do anything else. I had the most fun. Okay, the one that just come to mind. In the final episode of Dave, the journey when we are all on the TARDIS together. And it was in a moment because it will never ever happen again because obviously Elizabeth is no longer with us. And when we did that whole sequence where he looked and he said, that's the reason why the TARDIS, this was created. There's a panel here for everybody. And he's brought us all together because he knew he needed all of us to fly planet Earth back into the right part of the solar system. And that moment, I just remember filming the wide shot, and we're all standing around doing this, and and flying it, and looking at each other. And I'm thinking, when I was your age, or when I was younger, I never ever thought that I'd ever be standing in the TARDIS, flying it, let alone being an iconic figure and a hero that is one of the main people that brought it all back. So that's probably my most thrilling. But I also love the sequences when David and I would run. Because we try to beat each other. And remember, I'm in boots that weigh about 2.5 pounds. And he's in Converse. And he's also a lot thinner than I am. So he'd be like, yeah, come on, John, come on. I'm like, David! One sequence where they had a camera on the back of an ATV, and the ATV driver's driving the ATV down the road. We're running through a quarry. Now try running in boots in a quarry. It's wet with rocks, okay? And you've got a coat that's so long, every time you run up, you kick it and trip. And so the driver's going, and we're going, and I'm like, slow down! The amounts of times David and I have fallen running. It's funny and not funny. Anyway, thank you.
Thanks for your question. We'll go to this side.
Yeah.
I actually don't really have a question. I just
Well, then sit your ass down.
I do have a
Comment?
yeah, just a comment and a thank you.
Oh.
I'm a 44-year-old gay.
You don't
geek.
have cancer, do you?
No.
Good.
I'm a 44-year-old gay geek, and until folks like you started showing up, nobody told our stories. We're at best invisible and sci-fi. And I just wanted to thank you, John Barrowman, to say that we could be heroes too.
Well, on that front, maybe you could comment on, of course, there's the campaign, it gets better. Is it getting better, and how better has it gotten?
How better for what?
For representation in
Well,
I would
no-
say genre, but I mean...
No.
everywhere.
North American television, when I say that, I know we're in Canada, and there's a big difference between Canadians and Americans. But when I say North American TV, the United States has the most gay men and women represented on television than any other country in the world. But they're all the same. They're all flouncy queens, or, they're bull dykes, right? And we're not all like that. Like any part of society, we're all diverse, we're all different. And the thing that was important, I think, for myself and also for Russell and for all of the other people involved, it was to show that I am a man. I can be camp and outrageous like everybody else, but I am a man who likes men, and that's it. That's it. And I love that you guys come up to me when I'm signing and you tell me your story and you I've helped you and all that stuff. I could never have dreamed that that would ever happen. And I never expected to be a role model, but I realized, one day when I, had a teenager write to me that they were going to commit suicide because they couldn't come out. And I just thought, no, wait a minute. If you can save one teen or one young person, then you've done a good thing. So that's why I made it kind of my thing to be that role model and to be the person that I am. But when you say, I'm a gay man, or someone comes up and says I'm a lesbian, or I'm bisexual, or I'm transgender, I just say, no, you're you. You're being you. I've helped you be you. And that's the way we should look at it amongst in society, because people don't come up and say, thank you for helping me be straight. I'm not saying don't be proud of being gay, you know what I mean? But you're being yourself, and that, to me, all those stories, I'm thrilled, and it's to know that I've helped a lot of people like that. I'm the gay Jesus. I love it. Please, that better not go on, because that'll be all over, and I'll get cream for that. You know what I mean, though. I'm just having a good laugh. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yes, young lady.
So doing cons and things like this, I'm sure you're used to having a lot of fanboys and fangirls excited to meet you. Has it ever happened to you where you were the fanboy of someone else? Or is there someone you can imagine?
Nathan Fillion come on. Firefly? I mean, I don't like to admit it, but I sit with my mom and dad and I watch Castle. And my mother's going, why are you smiling? I'm like, no reason. Oh, nice. Nathan, I fanboy all the time. I really do. I'm just absolutely thrilled to know that I'm sitting next to Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. I didn't want to sleep with her. I wanted to sleep with Luke, but who cares? It's his sister. So, all that kind of stuff, that for me is a thrill. Again, young boy, Star Wars. I still have all of my figures in my Darth Vader carry case. I still have all, I've got my my Tauntaun. I've got my X-Wing fighter that used to hang from the ceiling from the clear thread, so it literally looked like it was flying. None of this black thread stuff. My mom would come and go, John, we'll just hang out with black thread. No! Because then it won't look like it's going past Endor. And can we change the color of my light because it's not the same color as the moon? Yeah, so I'm a fanboy. I'm a fan geek. I just love it. I absolutely love it. When I'm sitting next to somebody on a plane, and they are like, hey, you're John Barrowman from Torchwood. Da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, you are. Oh my gosh, yeah, you are, Nathan Fillion. Oh, I dropped something. Hey, how many people can say they took a big, huge, fat boa constrictor over to Nathan Fillion? I did this morning with Casper Van Dien. Yes. And he told me it was thick. Thank you.
On that note, is there anyone that you have yet to meet that you would really like to?
No, I don't, but I don't kind of go through, I don't think about it like that. If I meet the person, that's when I'll fan geek and fanboy out. But if I don't like, I have to meet so-and-so.
Right.
This is like my be-all and end-all. But because I know I'm going to be, listen, let's be blunt. I'm a major sci-fi superhero. I can meet whoever the hell I want. So I'm just going to be humble, and if I bump into them, I bump into them. But if I want to go over to their table and meet them, I'll walk over to their table.
Nice.
Yeah, I did that to Carrie Fisher, actually, and she looked at me like, who the hell are you? And I went, I just want to say hi to your dog. And then she was like, and then she went, who is that? And then finally she's like, hey, I love your show. You've never watched it. Your PA just told you. But that's okay with me because I love Star Wars, I really do. Boop, 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 boop. Anyways.
Huge fan here. A personal favorite scene for me in Torchwood is the makeout with James Marsters. And I was just curious, do you have a favorite celebrity makeout scene that you've ever had? Anything particularly fun from any show?
Well, I've made out with some celebrities that I can't really tell you or talk about. And I'm not kidding. And they're married. Right, Scott? Favorite makeout scene? No, the one that comes out to mind is a young lady was talking to me about it just a few minutes ago at the table, and she said in the cyber woman scene, you know, what was her name? Lisa! Yeah, Gareth spent a whole season going, Lisa! Let's kill her already. Because I want him. Was when he was shot by her and he was laying in the hub in the pond, which was really a puddle. And I go over to him to give him mouth to mouth, but it ends up being, and I did this consciously, it's part mouth to mouth, but it's also partly a kiss. So you're not sure whether Jack has brought him back to life because of doing mouth to mouth resuscitation, or if Jack has the power within him to put life back into somebody. And he's got that mad. So that was one of my favorites. And also it was because it was one early on that I got to really kiss him. And Gareth's a good kisser. Yes. His wife doesn't like to hear that, but too bad. Thank you.
Now the doctor.
Hi, doctor.
Hello. Hey,
I've
Doc.
been flirting with this boy for 2 days.
And it's been absolutely fantastic.
And he's straight.
Not
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
Spoilers for anyone else, but I'm just curious, what was your reaction when you found out you were a certain immortal face? Yeah.
You know all about it, so you tell me. No. The face of Bo. For those of you who probably, you all know that, don't you? It was, David and I were, I can't remember the episode numbers, I apologize, but David and I were filming one of the eps, and then we were waiting on the script for that next episode. Excuse me. And it was lunchtime. We'd finished filming probably a running sequence, and David went to his trailer and he said, "Did you get the script yet?" Now, I never liked to read them ahead of time. I always used to like to read them in the read-through, because then I get it set in my head, and then I would learn the lines and my dialogue per the day that I was going to be working just a few days before, because I wanted it to be fresh. David, however, would go ahead because he had a hell of a lot more to say, and really fast, so his prep time was a little longer. I'm in my trailer, just kind of standing there, and all of a sudden I hear, like, "Yes! What? Open the door, come in!" And I get this, oh my God, you're never gonna believe it. Oh my God, you won't believe what's happening because I can't tell you because it's such a big spoiler, but, I'm like, "David, is there someone called crystal meth in your trailer?" He's like, "You are gonna love this." I'm like, "Well, don't tell me!" So after lunch, we get to set, and he's going, "Have you read it? Have you read it? Have you read it? Have you read it?" I'm like, "No, I haven't read it. Just do the running sequence. Let's go." Lunch next day. I'm in my trailer. I get the script. David's in his. He hears, "Yes. Come in." What? Oh my God, I read it! Oh, it's so incredible because I'm like, and I'm gonna be, And the two of us went to set after lunch that afternoon like this. Oh my God. I'm the face of Boo. Yeah. So when I say that line, about being the poster child to the time agency in the Beauchesne Peninsula, we watched that episode. God, it's high altitude here, isn't it, in Calgary? You were right, Scott. We watched that episode in my flat in Cardiff at the time. We hadn't moved to the house yet, so we all had pizzas and we all sat and watched it. And literally, I kid you not, I went to my window and I'm on what floor are we on in Cardiff? In the flat? 5th floor. And I opened up the windows and David went, "What are you doing, mate?" I went, "I'm opening the windows because I want to hear the nation gasp." And then you know what? I'm the poster child for the Beauchesne Peninsula. And you see David on television look at Martha, and they go, and you heard the nation go, "No!" Awesome. Awesome. Sorry, his mic's off. So,
Ow.
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Uh-oh.
I have now popped out of my Spider-Man underpants.
It's pretty good lip balm, huh, Doctor?
Don't worry, Scott, it'll be called a takeaway. Anyway, next. Yes.
So,
hello, kitty.
I'm a major James Marsters and John Barrowman fan. So
Thank you.
When I watched the Torchwood episode, I pretty much screamed.
I bet you did more than scream.
My boyfriend's sitting right over there, so
I bet you he helped you. He's giving me a thumbs up. He sure did. That's what you call a squeeze. Anyway.
How was it kissing James Marsters?
I love when people ask me that question because it's like, they ask James, and James obviously, being a heterosexual man, and he's like, "Yeah, it was blah, blah, blah," and he says I'm a good kisser, which I really appreciate. But it's no different to kiss a man than it is to kiss a woman. I don't see the big deal, but he was awesome. And we wanted to make that sequence look really fantastic because it was like a gunslinger Western when we both walked through those doors, and nobody expected it. And we walk up to each other, and then we just launch and chew each other's faces off. And when we did it, I was saying in the panel the other day, he, after every take, I'd be like, "Take," and I'd be like, "Yeah, a glass of water or something." But James had to go over to his girlfriend and totally make out with her. Just to make sure he was all right, because I think he liked it. He says I needed to shave, too, because I get stubble here. And if you ask the doctor, he'll tell you. Thank you.
It was fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Back over here.
Hi. So this is not really related to Doctor Who or anything.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay, good. So I was wondering, who's your favorite Beatle? This is gonna be awkward if you don't.
Scott, come here for a second. Come here. This is my partner, Scott. I really have fallen out of my underpants. I'm not going to answer that question. You can answer it for me. Who is our favorite Beatle? Tell the truth.
I'm not a fan of the Beatles.
Nor,
Really?
I'm not a fan of the Beatles either.
That's so sad.
I know, but I like John Lennon's Imagine is probably one of my favorite songs. We both like that one, but unfortunately, we don't like the Beatles.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Sorry to disappoint you. Who's your favorite Beatle? Hate him. Yes.
Hi. You
Hi.
mentioned geeking out over Nathan Fillion. I just want to know what it's going to take to see you two work together, because I just want to see the backstage footage.
Don't even care the project, just the blooper reel outtakes, all that stuff.
I'd love to. I think it would be great. I don't, who knows? It might be one of those things in the future, because as actors, you never know who you're going to work with, what's going to happen. Maybe I'll end up on Castle. Because I am going into Scandal on ABC. I don't know if you knew that. You didn't know that? I'm going into Scandal. I know it's not a sci-fi show, but it's really good. And give it a watch. So I'm going to do that. So I'm making my introduction into the ABC family, and you better freaking believe that I'm working my way to Castle. I've already put all those feelers out there. My agents in LA, I've said, I want to be in Castle. Literally. And you know what? You can all watch.
Well, let me follow up on that. I mean, so many entertainers now are turning to Kickstarter and Indiegogo to fund campaigns so that they can do the projects that they want to do and take some of that power away from the bigger companies. So any thoughts on working in that fashion? Because you sure have a fan base that you can, rely
Well,
on.
no, I mean, a lot of the stuff that fans say and, fans do, they don't realize how important they are. And, they are listened to and looked at. For instance, I know that I'm not dumb, okay? I'm just going to put that out there. I might act like an idiot, but I know that the networks look at all of the Weibo for, for Asian countries. They look at, Twitter. They look at your Instagram, everything. And I'm totally on top of all that because it's what they see that as a good fan base, and they can then market that directly to the source that wants to see these types of programs. So yeah, all your stuff that you guys, I know some people don't like the fan fiction, but that's why I say keep writing it, because sometimes it actually might just come true. But don't ever send anything to anybody that you've written. Don't ever do that. Keep it to yourself, because legally we are not allowed to read it. And if we do read it, because if like 5 years down the line, this idea pops in our head that is our original idea, but we forget that we read it 5 years ago, screwed. Can't do it, because all of a sudden there'll be a lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. So always send the stuff to yourself in an envelope so you have it as an original idea, then you can let other people read it. But yeah, they could happen. I don't know if I'll go down that route, because I just kind of like living my life kind of free and easy.
Cool. We got 5 minutes left, so a few more questions.
5 minutes left? I thought it was an hour.
I think it was...
You got who? Oh, Lord of the Rings one in. I'll give you a ring. Go ahead. Hi.
Kind of nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I'm a younger person trying to figure out where I want to go in my career, and I have a lot of options. But I was wondering, when you were my age, like 21, did you know that you wanted to be an actor?
Yeah,
or
I did. Sorry. And if you've got a lot of options, that's great. But I've always wanted to do this. I've never wanted to. At one point, when I was about 9, I wanted to be a pilot. But then I kind of started puberty, and I realized that I actually fancied the man in the uniform. That was what it was. So I've always wanted to do this. I've never, Scott always says, to me, when are you going to take a break? I enjoy my work. I absolutely love it. And I was saying to somebody else today about like this, the reason I have so much fun at these is I just come to have a good time. Yes, I get paid for it, okay? But this is not the be-all and end-all for me. This is something that is extra. So therefore, it's got to be fun. I'm doing this for the fans. I'm doing this so that you guys can be a part of it. And but I know I do know, because some of you are probably going, yeah, but we pay for it. Yes, you do. And you deserve the time, and you deserve to be spoken to with civility. And because without you, I and we would not be famous, nor would be in the positions that we're in. And there was an incident last night in the hotel that 2 young ladies were trying to get onto the elevator at the hotel, and there was 2 other actors in there with myself and Gareth and 2 handlers. One was their agent, and he's on his phone. And these girls, beautiful, dressed in their steampunk outfits, and they were holding hands, and they're walking up to get in the elevator because they were staying in the hotel, right? And they walked up. The guy's on his phone, and I'm standing. And I said, "Come on in, girls." He went, "No, there's no room. There's no room. You just have to wait. You just have to wait." And the door shut, and I looked at them and I went, I didn't even get a chance, and I was really embarrassed. So we get up to the floor, and his actors are standing there with their suitcases, which they could have moved. And then they got to their floor, and they got off, and then we got to the next floor, the guy's floor, the little hobbit that he was, in a bad way. And he gets off, and he starts talking to the other handler, and I said, "Excuse me, I have to get to my room. Do you mind shutting up?" And I pushed the door, and when it closed, the other handler, who was high up in this organization, looked at me, and he said, "You okay?" I said, "No, he's an asshole." I said, "Because those girls that you left down there, they're the ones who have made his clients a lot of money. And they wanted to come on this elevator, and they've paid for this hotel room. So I think he's a jerk, an asshole, and I don't like him." What? So I go back down. And I went to the girls, and I apologized to them on his behalf and his client's behalf. And they were totally appreciative of it. But I just do not like bad behavior like that, because what gives you the sense of entitlement that you are better than anybody else? It's just ridiculous. So, whatever you choose to do in your career, do it with integrity and do it with honesty, and just be good to other people, and you're going to have a great success.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well said. We got a little extra time. We just got word we got an extra 5 minutes.
Yay! Yes.
Hi, John.
Hi.
If you could bring back any one person in history with the Risen Mitten for an hour and talk to them, who would it be?
My grandmother. Yeah, it's because she used to watch me when I performed at Opryland, USA, and she'd sit in her wheelchair, and she couldn't communicate very well, but she'd sit and watch me with a beam of smile on her face that was the size of Texas, and she would watch me perform, and then I would come down, and the only reason that I would like to do that is because I just would like to talk to her, because I know she's watching, and just to see if she's actually proud of everything that I've done, and that would be the only reason I'd want to talk to her again.
Thank you.
Getting a bit emotional.
I was a huge fan of the short-lived NBC nighttime soap Titans.
Yes.
And
Casper Van Dien and John Barrowman, brothers in arms.
and particularly your character Peter. So I was wondering how you, if the series had continued, how you feel that your character Peter would have progressed, or
Well, I
the
think
storyline
he would have progressed a lot, because I made him very snippy, and I tried to put an element of ambiguity in his lifestyle, and I hate that word lifestyle, in his life and his relationships. I know Aaron Spelling loved me, because he said to me, the day that I took that baby out of the baby carriage, and it was a woman who was conning, and I bought her a baby doll that looked real, and I looked at it, and I went, "Get out of Toys R Us and go and buy yourself a new baby," and I drop kicked it across the room. And the cameraman, the director went, "Cut, cut, 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 cut," and I went, "What?" And he said, "You can't drop kick a baby on television." I said, "It's a doll." I said, "It's a doll." And anyway, Aaron Spelling rang the next day, and he said, "Hey, I just want to tell you, John, love what you're doing on the dailies. And I've told the director, I've told everybody, you can do whatever the hell you like because it works beautifully." So I actually, Malcolm Merlin, there's a little bit of Peter Fairchild in Malcolm Merlin. So it's kind of nice to be doing it a lot later. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
We got 2 last ones. We can
Yeah.
get to them? Thanks. Yes,
Hi.
quick, and I'll make mine quick.
Do you have to physically think about which accent you use when you're talking
No.
to different people? No?
No, not at all. And I speak with my family in a Scottish accent, and I speak with you guys in a North American accent.
Will you say something in a Scottish?
Did you read my first book? This is like making me feel like I'm being bullied again on the playground,
Sorry,
goddammit.
it's so cute.
No, actually, when I'm asked to, I'll speak Scottish. So you've all heard it now. You don't need to come up to me at the table and ask me to speak Scottish. It freaks Scott out when I speak like this. Because he thinks he's going to bed with a stranger. Hello there, boy. How you doing? Thank you. Last one.
Hi there. I was wondering what your favorite Doctor Who villain was.
My favorite Doctor Who villain right off the bat has to be Davros.
I love the Clockwork people. They're amazing.
The what?
The Clockwork people?
Yeah, they were also awesome. But Davros, you asked me who my favorite was. I don't give a shit who yours is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, Davros, and also I've got a Dalek in my front room. And then I do. And you walk into my house in Wales, and this Dalek, you walk in, it's right there, and it's an animatronic one. It's got a voice that, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Who does the voice of the Daleks? You walk past it, it'll turn and look at you and go, "Nice ass. Welcome to the House of Barrowman. Watch yourself. Drink." It does all sorts of stuff. And I also have an Iron Man statue, because I'm a fan of Iron Man. Yeah, my house, in fact, we've been asked to do a photo shoot for one of the magazines, so you'll get to see eventually how geeky. I have Russell T. Davies and Julie Gardner for my birthday when I was doing Torchwood, because every time I've had a birthday for like the last 10 years I've been on set, they bought me a limited edition piece of art, which is Iron Man face just shooting through with gold and blue, and it's painted, it's by one of the, I can't remember his name now, anyway, but one of the guys who did the original artwork for the film, and it's all framed, and it's in the room, and Scott, I'm a total nerd, aren't I? I mean, I've got every piggy bank of every bust of superhero on. I know, it's really terrible. But I love it. Scott even has outfits that I dress him up in, so. How you doing there, Superman? I'm a Wonder Woman. Thank you.
Give it up for John Barrowman, everyone. Hope to see you back in Canada soon.
All right, if you guys could make your way out the back entrance, please. And then make way towards Hall D. If you have a VIP pass, you can stick around.
Hey folks, we gave you a few extra minutes. We need your help to get this changed over for the next group. Please head out as quickly as possible. Thank you very much.